Ladies and gentlemen, I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, but this year's King and Queen of the Ring tournaments, it's awful. Both King and Queen of the Ring tournaments don't even look good at all. First, I want to start off with the Queen of the Ring tournament. Check out this bracket. This is the updated bracket for the semifinals. Now, this Monday, we will be getting Io Sky versus Raquel Rodriguez in the semifinals. And next Friday on SmackDown, we will be getting Charlotte Flair versus the Women's World Champion, Liv Morgan. Now, obviously, people were asking ever since it was announced, why is Liv Morgan in the tournament? Unfortunately, we have to understand that there's nothing for Liv going on right now. There's no challengers for Liv. And why is that? Because a lot of them are focusing on the Women's Tag Team Champions. Some of them are focusing on the Women's Intercontinental Champion. And that's what makes Liv Morgan have nobody to feud with. The only one that she could feud with is freaking Stephanie Vaquer. And she's not even there. What makes it more sad about Liv Morgan's Women's World title reign right now? She hasn't defended the title ever since winning it at WrestleMania. So I guess WWE/TKO told her that, hey, we got nothing for you. How about we just give you a spot in the Queen of the Ring tournament? Maybe we could even have you win. And I bet that's WWE's plan right now. Now look, it's not Liv Morgan's fault. It's just the WWE creative that they have for her. If there's even any. But enough about Liv Morgan. Let's talk about the other competitors in the match. Charlotte Flair, last night on SmackDown, she won her Fatal 4-Way match. And that's good because I would actually prefer Charlotte Flair to win this tournament. Obviously, she was facing Jade Cargill, Lyra Valkyria, and the Women's Intercontinental Champion, Sol Ruca. Now, on the next Friday Night SmackDown, Charlotte Flair will have to face Liv Morgan in the semifinals. Now, the thing is, obviously, it's a Judgment Day match. And Liv Morgan, I bet she's going to have some backup with either like Roxanne or maybe Raquel Rodriguez, who is also advancing in the Queen of the Ring tournament in the semifinals against Io Sky. But that's going to be on Monday. I feel like knowing WWE and their obsession with the Judgment Day, they're going to have Liv beat Charlotte Flair because of the Judgment Day shenanigans. I'd be impressed if Liv Morgan actually beats Charlotte Flair all by herself. So I want to do a little prediction here. Liv Morgan, Charlotte Flair, I'm going with Charlotte Flair. Come on. Put Charlotte Flair in the finals, have her win the Queen of the Ring tournament. Come on now. It can't be that hard. And as for Raquel Rodriguez and Io Sky, I'm going with Io Sky to win and head to the finals against Charlotte Flair. Unless WWE does a twist of Charlotte Flair versus Raquel Rodriguez, who knows? But yeah, if you ever wonder who I think was going to win the Queen of the Ring tournament, I'm picking Charlotte Flair. Now, going back to Liv versus Charlotte, this could go either way. Judgment Day gets involved, and maybe we could get Stephanie Vaquer back? I would hope so. But is WWE going to end up doing it? I don't think so. Now, if I had the pen and paper here, here's what I would have done in the Queen of the Ring tournament. Becky Lynch would have won the first Fatal 4-Way. Charlotte Flair would have won the other one. Then, we would go with Io Sky up here, and then I would have put Jacy Jayne in the semifinals. So then you would have the semifinals looking like Jacy Jayne versus Io Sky, Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. Then, we could either have Jacy Jayne advance to the finals, and then Charlotte Flair advance to the finals. So that it would be Charlotte Flair versus Jacy Jayne. Now here, I would actually have a hard time to actually predict here. But if I was to have the pen and paper, and once again, I would actually have Jacy Jayne win the Queen of the Ring tournament. When Fatal Influence was called up to the main roster, Jacy Jayne had her eyes on Rhea Ripley, who unfortunately, by the way, is injured. Don't you think that this would have made a lot more sense? But that's the Queen of the Ring tournament. How would you book the Queen of the Ring tournament? Let me know in the comments below. And also let me know in the comments who wins this Queen of the Ring tournament too. But now we move on to the King of the Ring tournament. Now this looks to be a disaster. Because in the semifinals, on your left, we see Obafemi versus Dominic Mysterio. And on your right, we see Javon Evans versus Jey Uso. Yes, if you missed SmackDown, Jey Uso won his first round match against LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Finn Balor. Now, if you don't know the story about Jey Uso being in the King of the Ring tournament, Roman Reigns told Jey Uso, "You're in the King of the Ring tournament, and I want you to win that tournament and go after Cody, who is the WWE champion." Because Roman Reigns, he wants every piece of gold in the bloodline. Yes, we're going with that again. So, as of last Monday night on Raw, Jey Uso and LA Knight have been interacting with each other. LA Knight saying that he's going to win the King of the Ring tournament to go after Roman Reigns. Jey Uso said that he was going to do this for his entire family. And then LA Knight, this was a savage line. "Screw your family," LA Knight said. And then that's where Jey Uso was getting heated up. And then they had to wait until Friday, which was last night, on SmackDown. So then, this is how the match even ended, for those who missed it. LA Knight was in the ring with Royce Keys. LA Knight was about to finish off Royce Keys. Solo Sikoa out of nowhere, since they have a big story going on. Solo spikes LA Knight, and Royce Keys does a spine buster. But meanwhile, after all of this is happening, Jey Uso is at the top rope. He does the big Uso splash. He actually covers LA Knight to get the victory, making Jey Uso get the last laugh on LA Knight. Now, Jey Uso pinning LA Knight, I hate to say this, but it makes sense here. Since LA Knight told Jey Uso, "Screw your family," Jey Uso had to get some payback. And that's exactly what happened. And now, Jey Uso will be going one-on-one in the semifinals against Javon Evans. Now, Javon Evans, he had to beat Seth Rollins, Tama Tonga, and Ricky Saints. People were actually upset about this too, because they actually wanted to go with Seth Rollins. Now, Seth Rollins has been having interactions with the Usos recently on Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins versus Jey Uso would have made a lot more sense here. But Javon Evans, he's a young star. And WWE apparently wants to be pushing young stars. You want to be pushing young stars when you literally have 40-year-olds carrying WWE Championship belts? But enough of that. Let's go back with Javon Evans here. Javon Evans got so lucky. Now, I did pop when he won. But at the same time, I was kind of frustrated that Seth Rollins didn't win here. Because obviously, Braun Breaker and Austin Theory of The Vision got involved. Javon ended up getting the win by pinning Ricky Saints. But that was on the right side. What about the left side? As the King of the Ring tournament began, with the first Fatal 4-Way being Penta, Obafemi, Solo Sikoa, and Carmelo Hayes. And people were obviously making a prediction that Obafemi was going to win. Which he did. And it was a great match too, I won't lie. But then the problem really began with Dominic Mysterio winning down here. Dominic Mysterio was facing Braun Breaker, Trick Williams, and Damian Priest. Now, before the match started, I was going with Braun Breaker to win this match. But they went the opposite and they just chose Dominic Mysterio. I was going with Braun Breaker because Braun Breaker's on one side, Seth Rollins is on the other side. Wouldn't it make sense to do Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins Part 3 in the finals of the King of the Ring tournament? And Seth Rollins could have won that match so that he could get Roman at SummerSlam. But due to Judgment Day interference, Dominic Mysterio ended up winning. And the thing that sucks is that Braun Breaker was taken out of the equation. You could have at least had Austin Theory out there to help out Braun Breaker. But nah, we want to rely on the Judgment Day. And they want to shove it in our faces that Dominic Mysterio is going to become king and Liv Morgan's going to become the queen. Hey Liv, haven't you thought about Raquel Rodriguez? But nah, heading into the semifinals here, Obafemi and Dominic Mysterio, I don't even know what happens anymore. Either Obafemi heads to the finals, or Dominic Mysterio wins because Brock Lesnar comes out of nowhere to attack Obafemi, I guess while the referee is down or whatever, or like the Judgment Day interfering or whatever. Because there's absolutely no way that Dominic is heading to the finals. There's no way. And as for Javon Evans versus Jey Uso, I'm so sorry, Javon, but WWE is so obsessed with the NOI family that they're gonna have to go with Jey Uso. Now, I heard some rumbling on social media and even on YouTube. People are saying that there is a way for WWE to save the King of the Ring tournament. Because what if, and I've heard this is not coming from me, this is coming from other people. What if Brock Lesnar takes out Obafemi before his match against Dominic Mysterio? Obafemi can't compete, and Dominic Mysterio thinks that he automatically won. He's heading to the finals. But then Adam Pearce gives an announcement that there is a replacement for Dominic Mysterio. And who is it? CM Punk. CM Punk returns to Monday Night Raw. Ever since the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, he beats Dominic Mysterio. Then he heads to the finals to beat probably Jey Uso to win the King of the Ring tournament. Now, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a couple of people saying that, oh, Punk is going to want his world title back from Roman. I don't think that's the case, guys. Because remember when Punk said on the Raw after WrestleMania, you never know when a title opportunity is going to fall out of the sky. And who did he say that to? Cody Rhodes. So this could mean that CM Punk returns, wins the King of the Ring tournament, and fights Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. Because they teased it on the Raw after WrestleMania. And there is absolutely no way WWE can mess this up. Because if they do, they're just clueless at this point. And if they end up giving Jey Uso the King of the Ring and have him face Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam, oh, you're going to be expecting a big rant from me. So WWE, if you don't want me to do it, don't give Jey Uso the King of the Ring. Because if you do, I'm not going to be the only one that's ranting. There's going to be a lot of other people ranting about this. But yeah, I think that theory is going to end up being true with CM Punk returning and winning the King of the Ring. Which actually, by the way, that's actually my prediction. And you know what? Since I heard all of that, I actually do believe it. But I want to know from you guys, what are your thoughts on the King and Queen of the Ring so far? Is it a disaster, or do you think it's a success? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, tap the notification bell for more videos. Follow me on Twitter @EthanSoyShow, and I'll see you in the next one.